can get this guy off time.
Oh,
He's not sure.
Well, Matt's last guy.
Immer noch drin.
If someone blocks P2, just put him in the back there.
Match weak.
I'm not sure.
Hello guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a showcase of what it takes to be in that top 1% Iridescent player. Season 2, only 1% of the whole population in ranked was Iridescent. In Season 3, it was only 0.8, which pretty much is 1%. And this is just an example of one of the gameplays I managed to get on my ranked grind. So the gameplay you've got here is currently while I'm in Diamond this season. It's fairly early in the season still, so I'm not quite Iridescent yet. So it's Diamond gameplay, but it's early in the season. So I'm playing people who potentially were Crimson plus a couple of players who probably don't belong in the lobby. There's one guy who managed to get actually 40 deaths on the other team, so we absolutely fry. I get a couple of streaks, I get several 2, 3, 4 pieces, and yeah, just like the clip in the beginning, there's plenty of that throughout the gameplay. So there's a couple of things we're just going to be discussing, a couple of topics, and then we're going to go into how I managed to manipulate spawns and how I use the spawn guides to my best ability. If you haven't seen the spawn guides, check them out. There's a few I've done in a recent few videos, so maybe you won't have to scroll too far to find them, but there's a playlist full of them. So yeah, I go 47 and 20 on this gameplay. I get a minute and a half in the hill, and yeah, it's a cracker. It's a cracker to say the least. The first thing I want to say is that unfortunately, it was actually after a Fortress hardpoint game, I actually got shadow banned. We tried to search for a game after that, and my main account has been shadow banned. This is the first time in which my main account has been shadow banned. It happened on an alt account I used to try and, do a couple of challenges for the channel. But yeah, this is actually the first time my main account's been used, so I'm actually stuck on the grind currently, not able to get any more SR. So I'm probably going to be up and on the alt, which is Diamond anyway. Maybe hit Iridescent on that as well. Yeah, that's a shame being shadow banned. It's a shame that I'm being shadow banned when there are people who are literally spin botting around the map with obvious wall hacks as well, just roaming around for free. It's frustrating, but hey, it is what it is. I'm not going to talk about hacking anymore. I've done a couple of videos on it. You guys are probably sick of it. Yeah, it's just frustrating that my grind for Season 4 has probably come to an end on this, because it's going to take me a good week to get unshadow banned, and then it's probably going to be maybe 1 or 2 reports after that, and I'm just going to be shadow banned again. It's just a shoddy process, to say the least. It's not a good system, but hey ho. XDefiant is another topic I wanted to briefly discuss. There was the open beta for it a couple of days ago now. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. If you are new to COD, do you like it? If you are an old school COD player, what did you think of it? And why? Like, what did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Myself, I actually loved it. I had a lot of fun. It reminded me, even though it's pubs, so there's no real competitiveness to it, but you're still playing for the win at the end of the day. I love the fact that the time to kill is longer. It means there's a little bit of a skill gap. That goes hand in hand with the advanced movement you've got. There's like the good strafe. You can tab strafe like you can on Apex Legends, where you pretty much got full mobility mid-air, which means you can play off some wacky kills. There's a chance that even though you get shot first, there's an ability to outmaneuver someone, heal, regain, and chow them back with better movement and better gun skill potentially. There was also an increased skill gap due to the fact that there is more health, and it means if you hit headshots, you do die quicker. So you're rewarded for 1, good movement, and 2, good aiming and good precision. And it was just refreshing. Like, the guns were balanced, the maps were fairly okay. I think they were a little bit big for my liking. There were some really fun maps. Arena was one of my favorites. Nothing felt outrageous. The only thing that did annoy me a couple of times were the snipers, but hey, I don't know whether it was just fresh. I liked it because it was fresh and it was just new gameplay and a new game to play, but I just enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. There was a couple of specialists which were annoying, like the spider thing, face eater, or whatever it was. But generally speaking, thoroughly enjoyed my experience, and I am probably going to be playing it. So I don't know whether it's something you guys are going to want to see on the channel. If it is, let me know. If not, I can completely understand that you guys are subbed for COD tips, not XDefiant tips at the end of the day. So yeah, maybe the odd one appears on the channel, but my COD is probably going to remain my main focus for the time being. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed my experience. I'm interested to see how it would play in a competitive way. I think in order for it to really pop off competitively, they need to host a tournament pretty much when the game drops. Just like an open bracket tournament, anyone can play, and people pick their teams. grind it out. But yeah, it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what sort of specialists get deleted and what get banned and what get GA'd and things like that. But I think we're a long way from that anyway. But yeah, generally, overall XDefiant experience, good. Thumbs up from me. We'll be playing again. So that does lead me into the fact that Modern Warfare 2, current game out, has got another, I don't know, few months until the end of the game's life cycle. I think the new one's coming out in November, so that's just under 5 months now, like 4.5 months or so.
Yeah, he's coming up rails.
It's a long way away still. So the game itself is fun for pubs. They're adding a lot of new maps. There's a lot of new guns, but for those ranked players like myself, it's getting a little bit stale. I mean, I can play it less, but at the end of the day, I need to be able to play more to produce gameplay for you guys and help you guys out. And at the end of the day, I still enjoy grinding. It's a game, although it has its flaws, it's COD. I enjoy the fundamentals of it, and I enjoy competing in a game which I'm fairly decent at. I'm not bad at it. It's the one game where I actually do feel confident in playing. So yeah, it's just, I wouldn't mind. I know the whole point of a ranked is to have the same experience as the pros, but if you guys don't know, the pro season is now finished. They are what they call it in their off season. It's like the summer for football or soccer, whatever you guys want to call it, where they just don't play. So they don't play now until probably for another 5 months or so. So yeah, it's a bit frustrating, but because they're finished, I wouldn't mind seeing a couple maps tried here or there, like what they did with Expo before it was properly in the league. Treyarch added Expo to the ranked play pool. They heard people's opinions, how it played. I wouldn't mind that for the other maps. Like, trial one map, trial a few maps, listen to the feedback, and then from there go with whether or not it plays well or not. Because there has been a few maps added. You've got the Lighthouse map. You've got the new. The one based in Amsterdam came out this season. So yeah, I think that one's a pretty good map. It'd be very nice for S&D in my opinion. But I think you just chuck it in ranked play. I know it's not the point of ranked play because it's not been tested by the pros and the spawns can be a bit iffy. But I do think it's worth trying, just like they did with Expo. Put it in for a week, see what the feedback's like, and then go from there. That would make the game a little bit less stale. But yeah, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's my choice to play it. If I find it stale, I can play something else. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Yeah, let me know your thoughts about any of these topics I bring up, by the way. If there's anything you disagree on or you do really agree on, or if you've got any ideas, drop it down in the comments. So yeah, that's all the topics I sort of wanted to cover here. The gameplay so far has been a bit hit and miss, but we do get into the place now where I am starting to fry. So I don't know how many kills / deaths I've got currently, but the next 3 hills, maybe 4 hills, I get some absolutely my shots are cracking. My shots just are on, and I'm not missing. So we're going into a bit of a gameplay breakdown here, where I'm just going to be going through what's in my mind, what am I thinking, how do I know where they're spawning, what's happening. So yeah, we'll go into that. So we're coming towards the end of P4. There's 20 seconds left, and we're looking for this one guy here. So I'm sort of trying to play my life a little bit nicely here. Can't really aggress too much. I'm trying to get time in the same way, not letting them get time. So at the end of the day, the hill's better off being white and contested than it is letting them have any of it. So open P5, my main focus here is eventually to get P2 spawns, which is the back right near the stable, past the stables, by the hangman sort of area. And at this point, I'm really playing my life. I could chill out, but at the end of the day, as I said previously, there's better to be a hill contested where no one's getting time than me dying it, have no map control, and then they just hop on it and get a free 10, 15, 20 seconds maybe. So I managed to play my life here. I've enabled my teammates to get on hill. I know because my teammates are blocking spawns that they're all spawning ring or back this side area, so I sort of am expecting them to be there. You're going to probably think deja vu, but that's the clip I put in the beginning. And for as long as our teammate is not blocking the spawn behind me and they are blocking the P2 spawn out, they'll spawn behind us. So they're probably going to be thinking about going P1. So chances are a lot of the traffic from the enemy team is going to be running either to my right or through maps or through P1 gate. I'm just very conscious of this. Didn't think he'd read me there, but I think a couple of my shots went through the post, so I did lose the gunfight in the end. So that's the streak over. And because the teammates did such a brilliant job at blocking spawns and they managed to hold the spawns properly, we've actually got good spawns here. So I know they're spawning in the fountain sort of area near the ring on my left. We're spawning on the right. So at the end of the day, all it takes is for someone to, on our team, to block, someone with an AR to sit middle of the map and just watch the cross. At the end of the day, they have got to cross the map to get to P2. If you don't know where to block, I have obviously done a spawn guide video, which I mentioned previously, but if as long as you're sort of double steps where my teammate is currently sat behind me, yeah, that's enough. That's plenty. You can be blocking the spawns from there whilst looking over P1 to aid when required. So again, right here, I was just trying to stop the enemy team from getting much time here. And I could challenge him off this. Like, I was thinking I could potentially challenge him off this, but chances are I've got a sub, I've got an AR, not a gunfight I want to win. He's probably just lay down pre-aiming while I'm, you know, I'd be making noise. But being in this position, I've got the whole of the right side of the map. I'm able to provide communication that the guy's just on top rails. And then from here, I'm actually able to cut the whole cross of the map off. So my teammates win the initial gunfights, which is huge. And from here, they're spawning P5. My teammates are P2. They need to cross across this opening. And yeah, this is GG. They're not getting across. I'm here, ironed to my eyeballs. Yeah, it's a GG at the end of the day. There he is. That's a small snippet of how you can use spawns, utilize spawns in order to benefit the gameplay. Yeah, that's going to do it. Let me know about what you thought about the discussions down in the comments. I know we didn't talk much about the gameplay. There weren't many tips. I do apologize for that, but there is going to be gameplay coming later on this following week. But yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.
Ja.
14 and 40.
Iemand kan dat.
40 deaths.
You got 40 deaths?
The guy with 14 kills on the other team.
Oh, really?
He probably killed me all 14 times as well.
High drive.
No.
Yes, high drive.